Hey guys, this is Chef Pepper here once again. My forte is seafood, but I thought I would make this video and show you guys how easy it is to cut up a turkey. So we have a whole 24-pound turkey here. I'm not going to mention the brand because I don't want any problems, but I'm going to show you guys how easy it is to cut up a turkey. It's almost like a chicken, but the things are a little bit harder. So we're going to first of all take that plastic out. Now you guys can either use a good size butch chef's knife, or you can just use a fillet knife. And since I'm going to try to show you just about how easy it is, I'm going to use the smaller knife because most of you guys have smaller knives in your kitchen. And it doesn't have to be a fillet knife, it can be any knife. So you take off that wrapper so that the blood can drain out. That's the one thing that we want, is we want all the blood to drain out. So we're draining all the blood. And we're going to go ahead and slide off this plastic wrapper. This is probably going to be harder than it is to actually cut into it. This one smells really good. It's really sweet and fresh. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is pull the legs out, and then you usually have the neck in there. I have some water with a little bit of vinegar in there so that we can just kind of give it a nice good rinse from the butcher shop. And what we're going to do is that first piece of skin that connects the whole leg together, we're going to cut that skin, and right on the border of the back, we're going to make another cut right here. Now you don't want to catch that bone. You want to get right alongside of it so that it's a nice clean cut. You're going to see another bone right here. Now there's an oyster, just like in a chicken. Once you cut that first cut right on the long side of the back, you want to bend the leg. Did you see that bone that just popped out? That shows you where you're going to make your next cut. So you pull that back and you cut into the back. Once you cut into the back, then you hold it down and pull. There's the oyster that you want it to come out so that it's clean right here. That's the key. That's what you want left on the leg. And then you cut it off, and there's your whole leg. Put that in the water. Now while you have it on this same side, if you guys want to take the wing off, you take your knife and you cut right alongside the breast and the wing. That one cut will expose that joint where what holds that wing onto the breast. And then you don't have to take off a whole lot of meat with that. It's really easy to come off. So now you have one side just pretty much done. You've got your breast, you've got your back intact. So you spin it around, and what you're going to do is you're going to repeat the same process, but you're going to kind of have to do it depending on what hand. I'm just cutting off a little of the fat here. You just cut that fat right off, and you want to make sure you got a nice sharp knife. You have your steel, and you want to just give it a little hone. It doesn't sharpen it, it just keeps that blade filament straight so it stays sharp. Cut that skin again. And then what you're going to want to do is you want to make the same cut alongside that back. You see that cut right there? And just like before, you pull your leg down. And now you do the same thing you did on the other side, is you cut into the back and pull. And then again, you have that same beautiful scallop. That's that oyster that you want left on that leg right there. That's a big piece of meat to leave on the back if you're not going to actually use it back for eating. So now you have another beautiful whole leg. That also goes into the water. And then the same thing with the wing is that you take it, you have the weight of the turkey pulling one way, so when you make that cut, you're making that cut so that that bone can get exposed, that joint, and then just as simply and easy, you cut that wing right off. And now you have your two wings, your two whole legs cut completely off. Now you're going to have a lot of skin back flap that holds the giblets in. So if you want to, I mean you can, if you don't want all that excess skin, you can just go ahead and cut that right off, and be real careful that you don't cut yourself. Okay, and this skin is, it's kind of good if you want to render it down and make some oil. But other than that, I wouldn't put that in my gravy because it's going to make it very oily. So now to get this back piece separated from the breast itself. See, now you're going to take your knife and you're going to separate this piece of skin, and you're going to do the same thing on the other side. You're going to separate that piece of skin. And now this is the trick. Now you're going to have to watch this. You see those two scallops that were removed? you want to make a cut right here and right here with your knife, and it's going to go through. And you want to go all the way down so that you get this entire back. So, are you ready now, guys? Now, check this out. There's one. And then you just go down. It's a little thick, but you go down and you disconnect it. So there's your back. There's your nice clean cut. And there's your whole turkey breast. And if you don't want to use the whole breast, you can always split it. I'm going to end up smoking this turkey breast. Don't say it, guys. I know you want to say, how am I going to fit it in my pipe? But I'm going to smoke it with some really nice maple sugar smoking wood that I have that I got this last summer. And so what I do is I take any wooden piece. You don't ever want to take anything metal and hit on your knife because it'll break the knife. And you don't ever want to do this with anything that's got a really thick bone, but this doesn't have a thick bone. So what you do is you put your knife in, you just want to break that center bone. And once you tap it down there, that broke the wishbone and the center bone. You spin it back around and you repeat it again. And as you guys see, really easily and simply, that separates. And then you take your regular small knife, that same knife, and then you go ahead and make your way all the way through. And it's very simple. Now you've got your split breast. Guys, that was easy and simple. That's how you take apart a turkey so you have parts so the breast cooks nice and evenly. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you again soon.